Hello everyone, it's Felicity here and welcome to my channel. And this is a pick a card reading for you, and we'll look at the second half of the year 2020 and what is coming towards you in the second half of 2020. And before I begin, I would like to give you a little bit of update of myself. And I know that some of you may want to know, okay, where I have been uh, in these few weeks. And I just would like you to know that I'm alright and everything is going fine for me. I just took a break from YouTube and from all the distractions of the internet, and took time for myself. And because I was making short-term goals and long-term goals for myself, and you know, I have gone through stage when I plan very well, and I have gone through stage when I didn't have any plans at all. I find out that when I have some plans, when I set some goals, and it works for me, I will attract more resources into my life. And once I have resources, then I need to use the resources in a very efficient way so that I can maintain the resources as well as attracting more resources. So I was planning, and also I plan for my retirement year as well. It's never too early to plan for retirement. Yes, because I look back in the past, my first half of my life, the first half of my life went well because I make the right decision, I make the right choices, and it leads me to where I am now, and it leads me to who I am. And it makes planning for the second half of my life a little bit of full of pressure, because I know the right decision and the right path to walk on really make an impact in my life. And so when I was making planning, I was planning, and decision making, it's full of pressure. And yes, also I use, once in a while, it's very good to spend time for yourself and sit with yourself in order to know who you are, in order to know which stage of your life that you are walking on to. And because we as human beings always grow mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So once in a while, it's very good to find out, okay, is this the path that you want to walk on? And it when you sit with yourself, your soul evolvement, your emotional growth, and you are growing as a human being. So it's good to know who you are, and to see if there's any adjustments that you need to make. And so in this way, I make sure that I'm not living someone else's life. I make sure that I am living my own life, and without the influence of others. It's good to listen to other people's opinions or advice, but then at the end of the day, you always need to make the right decision, the right choice for yourself. And this way you will live life without regrets. And that's why it's very important to take some time off, to sit with yourself and to know who you are, so that you'll make a right decision for yourself and in the future. Okay, now, yes, let's begin. Let's start our pick a card reading. So you can see three decks here. You can choose one deck, and this is deck number one. This is the Tarot of Jane Austen. Okay, and then deck number two. This is the Tarot of Casanova, and this is the Victorian Romance Tarot. Okay, you can choose one. Okay, let's start with deck number 1. Okay, deck number 1. Let's see what is coming towards you for the second half of year 2020. Let's ask the universe to give guidance to those who have chosen deck number 1. Okay, the cards are a bit jumpy today. Okay, let's calm down and begin again. Let's sincerely ask the universe guidance for those of you who have chosen group number 1, deck number 1, to see what is coming towards you for the second half of year 2020. That is from June to December. Okay, I think it's all right now. I'll pick 6 cards. Okay, let's see. Okay. I hope that you can see clearly. For the second half of year 2020, I can see that there may be some kind of communication going on, and maybe someone would like to communicate with you. Maybe you want to communicate with someone, but then it feels like something is not to be said. Like, okay, you want to talk about something, but then someone stop you from communicating. And maybe it's easier for you to write down the message instead of talking it out loud. Because it feels like when you want to communicate verbally, then someone is going to stop you. And maybe because of, it takes courage to talk about it. So it concerns about communication. And maybe you have been suppressing yourself from talking. Yes, I feel like whenever you want to talk about something, you feel stuck. Like maybe you need to find a strength to talk about this. It also concerns about knowledge as well. Maybe you know something and then you want to talk about something because of your knowledge, because you know something, you want to share about these ideas, to talk about this thing that you think is important, but then it always something happen to stop you from talking about it. I feel like there's someone, blocking you from communication. And it concerns about decorum, because maybe it is not polite to talk about that. The society will see you as something that is not polite to bring it up. That's why you feel stressed. You feel stressed out. You're not sure how others perceive you when you talk about this. It concerns about social decorum. Okay. And it seems that maybe in the past, whenever you want to talk about something, or when you want to bring out something, and you worry about what other people think of you, and okay, when you were ready to bring it up, and you talk about that, and it feels like your ideas did not fit into other people's ideas. And feels like you look at things very differently from the people around you. Like maybe you have a very different ideas from your family members or your circle of friends. And you want to fit in, right? You want to fit in. So whenever you find out that your ideas do not fit in with your friend's idea or your family member's idea, you just keep quiet. Because maybe at the same time you worry about other people not valuing your ideas. So you just feel that okay, it's better not to bring it up, not to talk about this, because they are not going to value your ideas anyway. Okay. But then it feels like okay, someone from your friend circle or someone from your family circle will tell you about something, and then you get to know it, and because yeah, because of the consequence of talking about it, I see that there's some consequence of talking about that. And that's why it takes you long time to think through everything before you want to talk about that. Because once you talk about that, there may be some kind of consequence. Maybe some of you are going to re-evaluate your family situation. It may be concerns about career, about property. Okay, if you are buying property, if you are going to sell a property, maybe you need to talk about this to your family, or you need to share, the splitting of something. It can mean the sharing of the finance or the splitting of some financial situation. Uh, yeah, it takes a lot of courage to talk about that. Let me see. Let me tell you. Okay, this is the sword, 5 of sword card. This is the king of sword. This is the queen of sword, and this is the nine of sword. So a lot of ideas about communication. It's also about, here is the four of coins, the four of pentacles. It's about stability. It's also about family. uh, it talks about family support as well. So yes, it feels like at the beginning there's some kind of stability going on, but then someone feels like he or she cannot fit in, and then because of the family stability, it yes, what is on the surface is like everything is going fine, but then what is going underneath it is like full of ideas that are suppressed. So you need to find a way to re-evaluate everything, and you need to find a way to talk about that. Probably if you are female, and you may receive some news. If you are female, you may receive some news. It can means the news is coming from overseas. The news is coming to you from another place. Okay? And it can mean, yes, from your family members. And after receiving some news, you feel worried about that. Okay. So maybe I will draw some more cards. And let's see what kind of news is that. Okay, someone is feeling some kind of coldness, isolation. Okay. Knowledge, some of you may feel like you don't have enough knowledge. You may not understand something fully. And some of you are isolating yourself. You feel like you are being left out. And the card asks you to learn something for yourself. If right now, if you cannot attend any gathering with your family, your friends, the card asks you to read, okay, to study, to learn something for yourself. Okay. Yes, it's good. It's very important for you to learn something. And then you can read some books, or you can develop your intuition. And you also need to understand that in order to develop some intuition, you need to stay out of a circle. Like you need to get yourself away from the crowd in order to get some knowledge, especially the wisdom from the divine. It is very important to be isolated. The more the more time you spend with yourself, the clearer the message will be. So this is how you understand. This is how you work with your intuition. Okay, so do not worry about being isolated or something, and not to feel sorry for yourself. Okay. And it feels like things from your past, it's holding you back. Maybe it's about other people's opinions. I feel like someone in your family or someone from your friend circle is a little bit manipulative. And also it's very important for you to have some kind of financial stability. When you have financial stability, you have a say in certain situations. Sometimes if you let other people take care of your finance, you do not have a lot of say. Like if you wait for others to give you some income, then you may not have a lot of say. Just like a company, if you have a lot of shares in that company, then you have a lot of say. And so if you want to have a lot of say, you do not want other people to control your life. It is better that you have a stable income yourself. Otherwise, you're not able to have a say about what you need to do for yourself. You just take whatever other people are giving you. Alright? So that is very limiting. That is very limiting if you wait for others to support you financially. Okay. Yes, to gain a lot of knowledge about yourself. It's important, gaining a lot of knowledge about yourself. And read. It's important to read because communication involves reading, involves words. Okay, and the card asks you not to be afraid to speak up in a social circle. You worry about being abandoned or something, okay? Because why you're afraid of speaking up, because you feel like once you speak up, other people are not going to agree with you, and then they are going to leave you. They will not become your friend. They will quit your life. They will walk away from you. You have this kind of worry because you want to be included in a big party, in some kind of important events. You want to be included, and but at the same time you know that you have different ideas, different opinions from your friends, from your families. Which is okay. You know, if if your friends, if your family members accept you as who you are, they will just accept you no matter what kind of things that you bring up to them. Alright? The first thing is that you do not need to worry about being abandoned or being alone or being isolated. Okay? So the card asks you to speak up after planning. It takes courage to speak up. You can care about social decorum. Maybe you can find a way to talk about it in a very polite way. Even though other people may not like these ideas, they may see it as something that is not polite. Maybe it's better for you to write it down instead of communicating in a verbal way. The card also asks you to get some hobby, like reading, spending time with yourself, to develop your intuition, to communicate with your soul, do a little bit of soul searching. Maybe some of you, you create this kind of illusion of being in a very social situation, being invited to some important event, but then after going back home, you feel very much alone, you feel very much isolated and not accepted. Okay? It's from the past. I think it's from the past. Okay, so this is the message for you. I hope that you enjoy this reading. And yes, this is all the advice for you. I hope that I feel like if you suppress yourself, it's going to be, it create a lot of mental stress for yourself. So it's better to write it down and to find someone that you can trust to communicate these ideas. Alright? Okay, now let's move on. To second group. Second group. Okay, this is second group. Let's begin. Let's look at the energy for those of you who have chosen group number 2, deck number 2. Let's look at the energy for you in the second half of year 2020, from June to December. Let's ask the universe advice to give some ideas and advice of those of you who have chosen deck number 2. Let's see what is coming towards you for those of you who have chosen deck number 2 for the second half of year 2020. Okay, let's see. Pick 6 cards. I feel like you want to move forward. You know, I feel like you want to move forward, but then it's you know, something is blocking you. The energy is not moving forward, and then you want to move forward. It creates some kind of conflicts at this stage of your life. Okay. Let me see. There may be some kind of disappointment. At the beginning, it feels like everything is going neatly and very organized at the beginning. But then, there may be some kind of disappointment at the end of the year. Because it feels like you see through the illusions. Like, okay, at the beginning, you feel like things are going well, but then at the end of year 2020, maybe there's some kind of disappointment. Maybe, oh, you thought that, okay, things are going fine and it's like this and it's going well, but then at the end you see through the illusion. Okay, you pick at something, okay, that is the illusion. Maybe it concerns about religion, academic institution. It feels like the world disappoints you. And it also feels like two opposing ideas. There are some kind of two opposing ideas are playing around. I feel like the situation requires you to be very, very formal and organized, but then what you see is disorganized. Someone in this situation want to be organized, but then when you walk towards a situation, okay, so you want to be organized and you think that everything has been organized, but then when you arrive at the destination, and then things are not very formal. Maybe you are invited into somewhere. It involves about a little bit of traveling. Okay, you gather some information, you want to travel, and then you start traveling, and then when you arrive at that destination, everything is like, oh no, it's not like that. That brings some kind of disappointment. So things, two opposing ideas is like, one is very informal, and other is very formal, and almost like, okay, you are overdressed, arriving at the party overdressed. Alright? And you think that, okay, everyone is going to be very formal and is going to be organized and things like that, and then suddenly when you arrive at the destination, things are a bit disappointing because everyone is like very, very informal. Okay. It concerns about religion. It concerns about academic institution. Yes, it concerns about maybe government, okay, religion, marriage, travel, concerns about government as well, academic institution. Yeah, so two opposing ideas are coming at play here. And at the end, you feel a bit disappointed because you're thinking, okay, the things are going this way, but then when you arrive at certain place, or when you arrive at the future, and then you're like, oh no, things are like this. So the card also asks you to choose wisely, okay, especially choose wisely what kind of major that you want to study in the university. And choose wisely about your marriage partner as well. So it's, if you are facing two choices, whether it's what kind of things to major in, what kind of job offer that you want to take, what kind of marriage partner that you want to get married into, you form a partnership, and the card asks you to choose wisely. And not to hurry and not to make a quick judgment. Okay. Because if you make a quick judgment, then you may later on, at the later stage, you feel like, okay, this is just an illusion. You make a decision not knowing what you see. Maybe what you see is not what you get. This is what the card is showing. The card asks you to find things you go indirectly. For example, if you're dating, instead of looking at what what your day is doing to you, you not need to look at what your day is doing to others, because in the future, your day is going to treat you like he or she is treating others. So the card asks you to look at people, to find out about people indirectly, and not just look at, okay, the whatever that they are presenting to you, because they can create some kind of illusion. Because when people are desperate, they will always want to create some kind of illusion to suit you in order to get you into marriage. So look at things in a very indirect way. Look at how your date is treating others, how your date is treating their friends, how your date is treating their families, and then you will know how they will treat you in a marriage or in a partnership. Okay, so to see through the illusion, especially before marriage, everything is going to be fine, of course, because people can present the illusion of the self to you. And then after marriage, more and more things that will come up to you, because they feel like, okay, it is secure. Now we sign a contract, I can relax, I can show you whoever I am. And then you find out more and more shortcomings, more and more problems coming up. It's not because of the change. It's not because they change. It's because they have buried all the shortcomings to give you the illusion of the self to you when you are dating, alright? So, some of you may feel like, okay, the partner, before they get married, they were all fun and this and that. After marriage, they are not fun anymore. Okay? Maybe they are not very true to themselves. And oh yes, that is. So the card asks you not to make a quick judgment, whether you are taking a job offer, whether you are getting a decision, what kind of major you want to study. Even for travel as well, the card asks you to be careful when it comes to travel as well. And I feel like at the end of the year, you may think that the world is very organized, and once in a very organized way, but then it may not be like that. It may not be like that. Okay. There may be some kind of clearing to do, the clearing of some kind of conflicts. Okay. And some of you may do a little bit of reflection, reflecting about the world event, reflecting about the marriage partnership, reflecting about your major, your studies and job offer. After doing some kind of reflection, there may be some kind of clearing to do. It may be clearing of the mind. It may be clearing of the wounded part of the self because of this some kind of disappointment. If you travel, I don't see there's some kind of long distance travel. It's like a walking distance travel. You may travel to attend some parties, maybe in your own community, in your own neighborhood. You may just walk around and then. Okay. It feels like someone, okay, some of you thought that you are in control, but then you are not in control. The being in control is just like an illusion. It's underneath the surface that you are not in control at all. Alright? Okay. It feels like on the surface that you can do whatever you want. It feels like you are free to do whatever you want. But then what is behind the scene is that you're not in control at all. You always need to ask your partner about the opinions of something. It feels like your partner is very much in control. Okay, I'll pull more cards. Yes, it concerns about partnership. It concerns about choices. So partnership and choices, the card asks you to choose carefully. And some of you may be going around and round in circle and not finding the way to come out. Alright? You need to find a way to come out. It goes around and round. And then you need some time, you need some quiet time to contemplate on the changes. There are some kind of changes that happen in a partnership. the changes from, maybe at the beginning of your partnership, everything goes fine. And because that is the illusional stage. After the illusional stage, you are facing the reality. And then when you face the reality, and when you see this reality, everything revealed to you, and then you feel like, okay, maybe I'm not so fortunate. Maybe I'm not so lucky. That is the words that you tell yourself. Because the moon, okay, here is the Lover's card, the Wheel of Fortune, and the moon. The moon is about covering up, about the change. Moon always change. So it's about the change that you need to adapt to. Yes, there's definitely some kind of change, but this is the change that you do not want to see, alright? The change that you do not want to see. On the surface, you feel like, okay, you have the world, you have everything under control, but then underneath the surface, there is someone else taking control. The moon card and this card, I feel like there's a female taking control. If you are the masculine energy, then it's the feminine energy that is controlling. The moon card is about change. Maybe at the beginning it's not like that, but then at the end, okay, you see the change. But then what you see is not about the change. What you see is about the revealing of the moon. The moon used the cloud to cover up herself, and then once she removed the clouds, and then you see the real things. So, yeah, I feel like there may be some kind of things got revealed to you because previously it was hidden away from you. And so, as the year goes by, as the month goes by in year 2020, and maybe something is going to be revealed to you, and it brings a little bit of disappointment. And also some of you may want to run away from some kind of partnership. Like you always want to find some kind of excuse to run away from the partnership for a while, to take a break from the partnership for a while. The card asks you to do some kind of research, to do some kind of searching of the information, analyzing the information before you make a decision. It feels like it's better that you do some kind of research before making a decision, but then you will still feel some kind of disappointed even though you get yourself well prepared. Alright? Or if you do not do enough research on your own, and you just let other people tell you this is the information that I find out, and then you get disappointed because the information that is presented to you, it's not the truth, or the information that is presented to you is not the things that you're looking for. So the card asks you to do some research for yourself instead of just taking other people's information. Alright? Maybe there is some kind of communication that you need to focus on. Yeah, so try to find out as much as information as possible before you make a decision. Okay, if you are going into a situation thinking that it's going to be fun, then you are going to be disappointed. If you are going to attend a party or you go somewhere thinking that it will bring you joy or it's going to bring you some fun, you will end up disappointed. Okay. So this is all you need to know. Group number 2. Now let's move on to group number 3. Group number 3. Okay, group number 3, here is your pick a card reading. Let's look at the energy for group number 3 for the second half of year 2020. Let's seek the advice from the universe to look at what is coming towards you for those of you who have chosen group number 3. Okay, group number 3. Okay. I think that at the beginning, and you may feel a little bit of some kind of conflicts. You are waiting for some kind of message. And then you will receive something. And then because of the things and the news that you receive, it makes you very, very confident. So I have to say congratulations to you, group number 3. There may be some kind of news that brings fortune to you. I see someone is going to offer you something. It's this kind of offer. I feel like there's a job coming up to you. Yes, even though, what is happening outside, it's quite, it looks like it is in chaos, right? But then, don't worry, group number 3. You are going to receive a piece of news. You may receive some kind of offer. And this kind of offer is helping you to create a better future for yourself. It's going to make you very confident. And you will have a lot of material success. And I see, confident, and then your emotional level is going very well, and you may receive some kind of caring and some kind of love and some kind of emotional support. All right? And it feels like your Venus, the energy of Venus is supporting you. All right? It feels like finally someone is appreciating your work. Someone is telling you that your work really helped them. Whether you are in a field of art, a field of working with other people's emotions, it feels like your work help other people to achieve success and to help other people to gain confidence. So at the beginning of the second half of year 2020, there may be some kind of conflict going on. You are trying to avoid the conflict, or maybe you're waiting for a piece of news. Maybe your friend is going away to do something. So the card also asks you to free your mind. Why? Because you may not know that this kind of offer is so good to you at the beginning. And so you need to free your mind in order to receive this offer, in order to receive the good news. Because once you free your mind, and then it clear out the blockage, and then you receive this kind of message, the news or the offer. And at the end of the year, you feel very confident, and you have the emotional support going on for you. So it's okay to have a little bit of quiet time for yourself and free your mind. Let the past go. You know, what is in the past, stay in the past, and not let the past restrict you. Maybe you feel like, okay, right now you send out the application letter. Will you get the call for the interview? Just send it. Just do it and see what is going to happen. Alright? Waiting and waiting will not bring anything to you. You have to take some action. Okay, after the first step is to take some quiet time for yourself, is to choose one idea, maybe choose one field to work on. Take some action. Take the action slowly. Alright? Not to let the past restrict you. Instead of waiting, maybe you take some action first. It also concerns about communication. Okay, and then in the middle of the, maybe I see around summertime, and you receive some kind of offer. So this is the Wheel of Fortune, and it can, this kind of news, this kind of offer is going to change your financial situation. It's going to free you. It's going to free you from some kind of burden. You may feel like, okay, things are not going well, but then later on it's going to move again. Things are going to move again. Maybe your friend is going to contact you. Maybe some kind of friendship is coming back to you. And then people are going to appreciate your work more later on. So the card also asks you to pay attention to detail, to be patient as well. And also, if you have some time, it's good to appreciate some kind of artwork. To do something is related to art, related to serenity. Like doing something without a hurry. You need to do something that is without a hurry. Not to hurry. Attention to detail, some kind of work. To do things slowly as well. Yes, it feels like your work is going to bring you some kind of good things. You receive some kind of reward because of your patience, because of you are paying attention to detail. And at the end of the year, you will face the world in a very confident way. You do not need to hide yourself anymore. like you are willing to reveal your true self, your true essence. Yes, it's very good. You are full of life and you are full of hope because of the news, because of this fortune that you receive. And at the same time, you gain some kind of emotional support, which is really, really good. Because of this, some kind of new beginning and new emotion is going to help you to gain some kind of confidence. Because you are willing to reveal who you are, people appreciate you more. They see your true essence. Yes. Emotionally, you also become someone who is very mature on the emotional level. Yeah, someone is going to, it's very good. So everything, I feel like, okay, I don't need to pull any more cards because it's all good. Alright, so congratulations again, group number 3. And follow your intuition, take some action if you need to send out something. If you need to contact someone, just contact them. But at the same time, do not be in a hurry. Okay. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video and see you in the next video. Bye.